should turn this one up. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this right here for the big, beautiful, and sexy. You know what I'm talking about? Yo, G, where you at? We make them feel it like. No. Let's start for your Jeeps. Yeah, y'all already know what it is. Jasper, please sing it for him. Here we go. I got a whole tank of gas up in my car. I'm 85 South heading where you are. Oh, baby, please tell me what you're wearing. Whatever, I know it looks good on you. It's Friday night and I just got paid. I know you're tired cause you had to work late, but I got a surprise for you, baby. See what I'm trying to say? Cause I'm on my way home. No. It's me, babe. Let me in. I got a whole lot of love to give. Oh, my baby. Oh, it's me, babe. Let me in. I got a whole lot of love to give. Ooh, girl, is there anything that you need? You got the wine, girl, and I got the trees. It feels like it's taking me forever. I can't wait till I'm there, girl. Just thinking about it got me doing 90, baby. I'm breaking the law to get it, lady. Hey, just get that thing ready. Cause what I'm trying to say is I'm on my way. On my way. It's me, babe. Let me in. I got a whole lot of love to give. Oh, my baby, my baby. It's me, babe. Let me in. I got a whole lot of love to give. Oh, baby. Won't you say it, darling? Oh, don't you love me, baby? Don't you love me, darling? Oh, say it, baby. What's my name, baby? Oh, baby. I'm on my way, babe. On my way. Me, babe. Let me in. Oh, baby. Oh, my baby. Baby. It's me, babe. Let me in. I got a whole lot of love to give. I'm on the freeway, baby. Changing lanes like crazy. To get to you, baby. Till the cops come knocking, baby. I'm coming for you, baby. Oh, to put it on your face. Hear me calling. It's me, baby. It's me. What's my name? It's G, baby. It's G, baby. It's me, baby. I got a whole lot of love to give.
All right, good morning. Good morning. It's High Priestess Jamila. How are y'all this morning? I hope everybody's doing well. I got a few things that I want to talk about. Whoever sees this live, whoever sees it, my channel pretty much has taken a huge hit from group harassment. So, that's why I don't get a lot of views, because groups and crowds of people. And that's it. That's the discussion that I want to have today. Hold on, y'all. 3, 4, 5, and 6. A friend of mine on here put up a video this morning, and I wanted to come on here and immediately agree with him about, the effects of, basically, to break it down in a nutshell, is the inability of people to critically think about situations. It's in particular large groups of people for some reason. You know, maybe that's why in your churches they always have a group of people. This is one of the reasons why I have decided that I do not go to funerals anymore. The last time I attended a funeral was my mom's funeral, and I was not able to physically be there, but it was a bunch of people there that were all emotionally distraught, and I felt like it damn near killed me at my mother's funeral. Okay. So, large groups of people, though, have a tendency to not be able to think. And then, especially for some reason in social media. And, you know, people tend to be followers, is why I believe it's like that. If people see a group of people going towards something, then a lot of times people will follow behind. Okay. And I've noticed that people tend to lose their intelligence when it comes to a group of people. I guess they feel pressure from that group of people. They feel pressure to go along with crowds. And that's not all that he was talking about, but as far as like things that we see in social media, and a lot of times I feel that it's a setup. I feel that it is, what's the word that I'm looking for? Made up, contrived. Is that the word that I can use for it? And it's something that I've noticed, and I just don't go along with it. You know, those are one of the things that I tend to ignore and don't get emotional about. In fact, yeah, I believe that that's what he was talking about. Is Jordan Neely. I'm not going to do a reading on that though. I'm not. I don't. I decided not to. I don't do readings on stuff like that. Okay, I've decided not to do that. Just like I don't do readings on celebrities. I don't do that. Not too often. So I can't just read everything that I see that happens in the news. I don't do that. I've got way too many things to do. But you know how I have survived years and years and years of crazy, insane vloggers sending groups of people to stalk and harass me and my family on this website. For years and years and years, there's been another vlogger who claims to be another spiritualist. And, you know, this person is obviously very mentally unstable. In fact, thinks that she's God, right? I thought that God was invisible. That's you can't see God. That's the point, you know. So, but this person thinks that she's God, and she does nothing but have people in the community harass me, while people sit around and not say nothing and pretend as though what she says has any resonance of truth. It's been happening to me for years now, you know, and I think that sometimes, and I think that people will take advantage of groups of people because she takes full advantage of it, you know, literally attacking my reputation. My family has attacked my family. My family has been attacked. I've been swatted because of this lady. Even though it was done by someone else, it was because of her influence that I was swatted when I was, meaning that the police showed up at my house with a very inaccurate accusation that I had a gun. Even if I did have a gun, which I didn't, it would be within my right to have a gun. But this is what happened to me. And it's obvious that this lady does this because she's mentally incapable of sharing a website with another person, obsessive, okay, deranged, okay, and gets groups of people, even sometimes individual people, to attack me. It's obvious the reason why she's doing it. People will get in a group and suddenly lose their mind and not have the ability to think. Really don't understand that. Okay. And it's usually something being said to those people to make them emotional and upset with me. That is a total lie. That is a total lie. I've been saying it for years. You know, when I come on here, I speak the universal truth as well as my own individual. But my universal and individual truth is not on coming on here and lying to you about somebody to get you to go and attack them. I've also spoken about the fact that a person must hate people. You must have a hatred for people to do that. To do that to an audience of people. You know, this lady should be hated thoroughly. Everybody should hate that lady for what she's done, for the lies that she has told to the public, and continuously lied on me, spreading falsehoods. And people just sit around as if it's normal and they think that it's okay because it's social media. They think it's okay because it's social media. Oh, it's just social media. Okay. That, you know, I've had to keep a cool head, a cool and level head, so that I don't die of a freaking stroke or a heart attack. Thank the goddess that I'm still here and that my family is safe, because, you know, this woman has told, I mean, literally made up lies about me, made up, everything was made up. And people in crowds, in groups, tend to all of a sudden form a hysteria of where they can't decipher right from wrong because other people are in that consciousness based upon what they are being told. That's the one thing about it. I believe that's how I protect my family, because I don't believe everything that I'm told. Okay. And I've never, ever went out on a limb, you know, joined some stupid group of people, a crowd, and said, oh, I'm going to go off on a limb and attack an innocent person because somebody told me something. And I feel that this is the right thing to do at the moment because somebody said that this person did something to somebody that they did not do. But I'm going to be stupid enough to just go along with the get along. Okay. And I want to talk about why I think that, number one, when you mix being very emotional with not being intelligent, which means, I don't want to say not being intelligent, but when you mix something emotional with people that don't know how to critically think, and then also lack of intellect, lack of consciousness, that's the result that you get. You get a bunch of people that are actually stupid enough to judge and to lie and go along with something when they should have the ability to think critically. And it's so sad. It really is. It's so sad. Hey, one EQL. Yeah. So This is going to continue to get the world in trouble. People are going to continue to have problems because of this, because of their inability to critically think. As sad as it is, it just is what it is. Sometimes I've looked around at the world and I have lost hope. Hope is like the spark of, it's a glimmer, pretty much is what it is. You can't ride off of hope. You can't build a company off of hope. You can't do really nothing. But what you can do is you can heal yourself. That's what hope is. Hope is healing. Okay, to sit around and watch a bunch of people look at a crazy person for years doing the only what I have accused her of doing. Everything that I have said that she's done to me, you can see her doing it. You can witness her doing it. The things that she has accused me of just so that she could get people to attack me because she felt like I was competition, which is no excuse, just very embarrassing as a Black woman to the Black community. You can't see those things that she's accused me of. In fact, there's no evidence of it whatsoever, but a lot of people don't know how to critically think. They don't. They don't know how to reason when they get together in these crowds. They just go along with the get along. Okay? Almost like a cult. Okay? And Jamila don't do cult. Okay? I may be a part of the occult, which is the opposite of cult. Occult is free critical thinking. Okay? Add that with some, oh, now you're a god and a goddess, which you're not being a god and a goddess if you can't critically think about what you're doing and if you're going along with a liar. You're not an occult. You're following a cult leader, probably a cult leader, not a cult. I think people get that confused because people that are in a cult, they can't critically think. They are taught to think for somebody else to think for them. Okay, luckily I am a expert alchemist. Luckily for my family and the people that I love, I am an expert alchemist and sorceress. Okay, so I know how to protect myself from that energy so that it never caused any misfortunes within my mind and my body and my spirit. Okay. So people, when they get together in groups or in crowds, and I believe that that's what he was talking about. I believe that he was talking about what the guys in here talking about, that they're protesting in New York right now, and his name is Jordan Neely, and I don't even know about that story. I haven't looked it up. He was asking a lot of questions, but they expect women are expected to just feel bad. Women are expected to always have an emotional point of view. Women are always expected to not critically think about anything. Okay. So, I believe that this guy was, displayed some mental illness and became dangerous. And I believe, based upon what I've heard so far, that he must have been murdered by the police or something. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm gathering from it, from based upon from what I've heard. And people still can't critically think, though. A lot of these people on this website cannot critically think. Some of the people watching the vloggers on this website cannot critically think. They just simply go by, and they really don't even know what critical thinking is. They think that critical thinking is thinking bad about somebody. No, that's not what critically thinking is. Okay. And I think that when you have an obvious obvious, and I'm thinking about discussing it more so that I can break it down for people. This so-called spiritualist, this lady that claims that she is spiritual, but lies through her teeth every single day, lies to people every day about another person that she is obviously obsessed with, and she's trying to ruin uh my life pretty much, right? A lot of people don't really see that she feels as though if she does this, she's gonna get the bag, but yet she's still broke. She broke, okay? Can't be taken seriously. Broke. Don't have nothing. Not really. Okay. But she's convinced herself that somehow she's gonna be able to take my bag if she does this, if she just goes and lies on me and plays victim, even though I've never come within a foot of this lady, although I would like to whoop her ass. Okay. But I'm smarter than that. You know what I'm saying? If I were an emotional person, people get emotional. People get in their feelings. So my guess is that they're protesting the police. But when it comes to something like the police, it's no real way of making everybody happy. There are probably some people that are glad that they were not harmed, but then there are some people that feel one other type of way. I really don't mess with the police because it's their job to deal with the bad things in our society. It's the police's job. They see a lot of evil things. They deal with the most repulsive things that happen. They have to go up in people's houses and find them murdered and all that stuff. And so, that's why I don't mess with them. Okay. And, I also think that, people need to realize that a lot of the mentally ill people in this society are being dealt with by the police. And they are trained, so whatever happened to that guy, it's unfortunate. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm more so talking about these groups of people, you know what I'm saying? And their thought processes, you know what I'm saying? The way that they think, the way that they move, the way that they do things. Right. Mhm. Right, right. So and people don't realize that on this platform, and that the person that did that should be hated. This person should be hated because basically what she did was she got a crowd of people to attack me in social media, but nobody really cares. All people care about is, I guess, the glitz and the glamour and all this stuff that she's supposed to have, which I don't believe she has anything. I think that she looks like a baboon's ass. Okay, people always, I don't think that this woman looks good. I think that she looks just like the trash that she is. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. And I've seen beautiful people all over the place, and I'm not seeing beauty when I look at that because that ain't nothing but ugly. Got folks doing videos about me all the time, attacking my children, a bunch of followers making videos, putting them up, mentally ill people. And if it were not for the work that I do to protect my family, because we would have still needed to be protected, whether or not I was on YouTube or not, from this crazy lady. It's another vlogger that wants the attention because, I'm sorry, that's a bunch of fake people that you're dealing with. I would not want the people that I'm dealing with. I would never even dream of doing that. I want what's best for everybody that's under my watch. I would never, ever, ever send anybody out on a damn limb for me. Not ever. I would never, ever do that. For what? What would be the purpose? I want the people that I influence to do well in life. I want the people that I influence to be happy and healthy. I don't want to create negative karma for you. So if I were a person that just came on here and decided to start making up things about a person, which that's not how I am. I mean, I've done that whole sector thing and I've done the lie roasting and I've came back and said, no, I lied about that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what they do in that sector is they lie on each other. Right? That's what they do. Unless they are talking about me, then it's just attack, attack, attack because it's, you know, um, but otherwise, if I were to come on here and say, hey, this person did this, this, and that, and they're doing this to me, and they're committing a crime against me, and they committed other crimes, and I'm lying to you about crimes that a person committed that they didn't commit. What you think? What do you think that would do to your karma if I came on here and lied about things about a person that I literally know nothing about, literally have no evidence, literally have no proof of what I'm saying, but I'm going to come on here and say it, right? I would never ever do that to people. I would never ever do that. But I have a conscience, I have a soul. People get emotional. And it's weird, bro. Like I stay out of that energy. This crowd of people that this lady brings against me, I stay out of it. I don't even want these people around me. Right? I don't want them around my channel. I have said it so many times. Get away from my channel. You're an idiot. You have a I think that it's creating diseases in these people's bodies and they don't even realize it. They don't even realize it. So I don't run that kind of ship. That's why my ship will never sink. That's a sinking ship. When you do that, my ship will never sink. My boat will always stay afloat. Hello? Yes. And you got to be a sick, twisted, diabolical person to do the things that this lady has done, but yet she still has a lot of supporters who turn a blind eye when she's doing that because all they care about is what they want to hear from her. That's all they care about. They don't care about the things that she's done. And it's because the topics that she's discussing, which is rape or either child neglect, the things that she's accused me of, rape, child neglect. So I am the head of a sex trafficking ring. Is basically, but it's the craziest thing. And these all of these things that I despise in the world. She and it's insanity. It's insanity. Okay, and people will just believe, which proves how stupid people can be. And if you are able to come to her and say, wait a minute, well, what about this and what about that? Her reaction is get away from me. You're not stupid enough for me. I only need stupid people. I need stupid people to attack Jamila because I feel that in my mind that this is gonna make me a winner in social media. Even though she doesn't provide what I provide, she could never do it. She could never do it. Never in a million years could she do what I do. Neither is she a witch or a bruja or whatever you want to call it. She is not that. Trust me. Now, I do believe that just because a person can manipulate the minds of others, it does not make them a witch. That don't make you a witch, boo boo. Okay. So, I think people get emotional. People get emotional. People don't know how to judge. People don't know the right thing to do. Their followers. I think one person will say something and another person will say something. And it kind of just whatever it was that, he was speaking about as far as with this protest. That's why you don't see me at protests and stuff like that. You don't see me doing things like that. Yeah. Right, right. I've got to try to destroy a person's life, and the way I'm going to do it is through social media. And I'm and you're going to help me do this to a person, and people wonder why they're so miserable. People wonder why their lives ain't going well. Okay, so yeah, people are stupid. Is basically when you put it in terms for dummies, is that people are stupid. People are followers, large crowds of people. That's why I always said I don't ever go along with a crowd, and that's the same thing that's happening up in the churches. The same thing is happening up in the churches. You get a large crowd of people infecting one another, and this is what happens. That's why you don't catch me at church gatherings. I don't do it. I don't do it. I don't do church gatherings and things of that nature. When I do my spiritual counseling with people, it's one on one because people can take advantage of large groups of people that are listening to them, and they can be very manipulative to them. And I don't, I have 25,000 subscribers, but with all the flagging, false flagging, and fake bull crap, you know what I'm saying? And you can't fake it till you make it, because we found out after 8 years, this person came back and said, help, I'm about to be homeless. My landlord is throwing me out. That faking it until you make it don't work, because you ain't gonna make it when you fake. Okay. Faking it till you make it don't work in the spiritual business. It doesn't, because but I guess it is what it is. He was asking why didn't, if they knew all of this about this guy, if they knew he had all these problems, these mental problems, why didn't they have some kind of life insurance for them? Now they have to come out in social media and ask for money, ask the public for money. Now there needs to be a GoFundMe. You know why? Because I can tell you one thing. Usually, what the issue is, and this is not always the case when people do GoFundMe's, but usually it's a scam. It's just a scam to get money. People are so, what's the word that I'm looking for? They're so deceitful. So I can imagine that someone lost their lives, and now you're going to milk the emotional situation. It, for the most part, is what people do. For the most part, is what people do, because people don't know how to do what's right. That's why. Okay. And just reading the situation, it may have been total manipulation to where this guy was like a sacrifice for the family anyway. Probably. Who knows? That's not the case for everybody. Just like I don't believe that was the case for this shooter that we had over in Atlanta earlier this week. And I think people should be careful. That person's using in tranquil spirits and everything. I don't use in tranquil spirits on my audience just to, or my clients, to get them to do what I need them to get what I need out of my company, because it's genuine, it's real. I provide a service. If you need a curse removed, if you need me to do money work, if you need me to, I'll do the work for you and I get paid for it. It's an even exchange of energy. Okay, so it just is what it is. You know, and as long as a person has a story, which I don't believe it either. Oh, I was raped and this, and that happened to me, and my mama did this, and my daddy wasn't there. As long as they have a story to tell, people are going to fall for it and they're going to follow. Okay. It's because people don't know how to critically think, or they don't think with any kind of intellectuality. They can't be intellectual about it. They can't sit down and think. They're running on 100% emotion most of the time. Okay, which is horrible for women in business. The worst example ever of a woman supposedly in business. A total insult to the divine feminine, to women in business, a person that would need to do that so that they can, pretty much, I guess they're trying to steal or something, which nobody can take anything from me. I don't know why people just don't accept this, but it is what it is. Okay. So it's been happening to me for years. And I just look at people, I look at people that comment on it. This is the reason why when somebody's talking about something, you don't see me in a chat room. You're not going to see me in the chat room unless I've actually witnessed what that person has done that you're speaking about. But if I haven't witnessed it, I'm not going to speak on it. Because then at that point, I am bearing false witness, which means that my karma gonna be bad, and I ain't about to have my karma bad. I ain't about to do it. So, I'll check out the situation. Thank you for letting me know. Makia Bryant. Oh, I read that situation, but I don't do that. I stick with the readings for the people. You know, the reason why I don't do readings for like celebrities and stuff, even though it would bring in more viewers. It would. I could have did a reading on Jamie Foxx a long time ago. I don't choose to be a bottom feeder. And I'm not saying that people that do readings on celebrities are bottom feeders. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to milk another person's situation. And then a lot of the times when it comes to celebrities and stuff like that, it's, you never know what's true or what's not true. So I like to stick with and then also another thing, when it comes to high profile cases like that, I tend to stay away from them because I'm very sensitive, I'm very psychic. I don't like the feeling that some other person claiming to be psychic is pretty much chasing bodies, claiming bodies of people, getting angry. And I don't want to see that person. I don't want to see a person like that. In fact, that skull that I put up, that video that I made, I actually handmade that skull. It kind of looks like an African ancient artifact, is what it looks like. But I made that handmade. It was handmade by me. And that was what that was all about, because I don't want to see that person. I don't want to, and it was basically so that It basically, in a nutshell, what that working was, and perhaps I'll put up a separate video and go into detail about this, is that that person's consciousness has no power in my mind and in my earth, pretty much. Because people on this website seem to think, oh, I'm being creative if I make up something about somebody and I'm able to capitalize off of it. It's called bottom feeding. And I feel that I'm too good to do that. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to be a part of it at all. So that's why that skull was done, among other things. I'm not going to get into detail about what I wrote on the petition on the inside of it. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, people get emotional, people get stupid. So, especially people in social media. Okay, it's almost like people lose their senses, they lose their mind. Mobbing someone in social media is completely and totally evil, disgusting, but we've had people do it. Hmm. So, anyway, yeah, I'm totally in agreement with you. And I've always been this way. I don't chase crowds. I don't go along with the crowd. And that's the issue with a lot of people, is that they follow their followers. A lot of people are followers. They'll follow behind something even if it's wrong. Even if innocent people are being attacked, they'll still follow. And it's because somewhere in her mind, she thought this is going to make me win. And even though I don't know where exactly she developed this need to compete with me, or if she thinks that she's competing with me, there is no competition. Because I don't have to come on here and make up nothing about you. Everything that I've said about you, people can see you doing it. People can actually see what you're doing to me and my family. People can see that, lady. So I don't have to make up anything about you. I don't have to spin a narrative on anything whatsoever. Pretty much slandering me on her page right now, lying, knowing that that's not the situation. But as long as her audience wants to believe it and wants to believe everything that she says, you know what I'm saying? You come over here with that crap, you'll be obliterated. Uh-uh. That's how my gods feel. Like, really? Like, oh, you're stupid. Okay, let me pachoon you. Let me pachoon you for real. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's everybody in the family is doing good. It's sad that people have to do that in social media to feel like they are somebody, but it just is what it is. The worst internet conspiracy ever, and the person still ain't famous. It ain't done her no good. It's definitely not done me any good. But and really the people, if you were to come on here and just consistently play and toy with people like that, you're not ruining my life, you're ruining those people's lives. Those people's lives are not good, and they are obviously miserable because they are caught up in your web of deceit. A web of lies that literally has almost gotten me killed. People are stupid. People are dumb. People will accept somebody threatening to kill somebody, their family, their innocent babies. It's disgusting. And we all know it's a one-way ticket to hell, because that's what those people believe in. They believe in heaven and hell. And well, you on your way there then, boo boo, with gasoline draws on. For real. Oh yeah, those people. Oh, and it's not just the afterlife. It's the current life. Uh-huh. All I gotta do is protect myself. You're the one that's being a part of something that could put that is wrong, but yet you want to blame it on me. No, you need to talk to God, real actual God. No, instead you blindly follow a flesh and blood woman with mental illness and consider her to be God. And I saw a couple of them. You can, okay, we can say that. Oh, I saw somebody else doing a live yesterday. Oh, I believe that we're God and goddesses. Oh, okay. Okay. Sure. I guess that's what people have to do to defend themselves, which is understandable. But at the end of the day, there would be no need for what I do if that were the case. We can possess God's power, but we're human beings. If we're walking around flesh and blood, we're human beings. This is the human experience. Even though it's a very spiritual experience, it's still a human experience. Okay, and I wouldn't want to be completely disconnected from my emotions. No. We don't want that either, but you want to have balance. You want to be balanced, and that's the whole point. That's the whole point, is that you want to be balanced. Okay? So anyway, I got to check on somebody, so I got to go. Y'all have a good Saturday, and I will be seeing y'all later. I got a lot of work to do. I'm adding people left and right to the Saint Expedite thing, and we're going to move forward fast. We're on the fast track because we're going to be working with Saint Expedite for all these distractors and all of the people that try to distract you, try to slow you down. That's why we're working with Saint Expedite, because all these people that have pretty much been stealing time, wasting our time, because it was a waste of time. Even this discussion possibly was a waste of time. All the time wasted and putting it into bull crap. It's time for us to move forward. So I do have another one planned coming up on the new moon, and you guys can get into that one as well, because the new moon, comes up. uh you know I think we shift every 2 to 3 weeks or whatever. Okay. I highly suggest that you guys already be working on some kind of affirmation every single day if you're going to do that work in addition to the work that you do, because it's not meant to necessarily replace work. It's meant to supplement. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, I will see y'all later. Hit that thumbs up and bless. Bye bye.